Hi, this is Doug Hines, the CEO of PathWrangler. Welcome to our training video. Today we'll be showing you how to get started. The primary focus on the difference between trips and trip templates. From this point, we're going to assume that you have already signed in, you've been given a beta code, or you've signed up for a paid account, confirmed your account, and all you have to do is sign in. So all you have to do is go into pathwrangler.com, click sign in, and put in your credentials, the email you've signed up with, and your password. Now, you'll be brought to the dashboard page. And in the dashboard page, I have a number of trips that are already here. But if you're logging in for the first time, this area will be blank, and there'll be some instructions here. So the first thing you need to do is determine whether you want to create first a trip or a trip template. The difference between the two, if you're doing just a one-off trip and you don't plan on replicating it in the future, you can just go in and create a new trip. However, and this is usually the case with more of the commercial side of expeditions and tour operators, but if you're going to be doing this repeatedly, it's best to start with creating a new template. You'll be able to create many, anywhere from 1 to infinity amounts of trips for each template that you have here. So we're going to start today with creating a new template. So the first thing you want to do is give this template a name. I already have a trip that I've created, so I'm going to be copying and pasting some content in here, but you can either copy and paste in here, or you can build it from scratch. So here, this is going to be a trip in Namibia on the Skeleton Coast in Kunini. So the first thing I did was give it a name, and then I've also got a description in here of what it's like. The next thing I want to do is discuss select what activities are going to be here. So this is going to be adventure outdoors. There's some wildlife. This is actually a safari trip. So there's some adventures outdoors, some wildlife, and then there's also going to be some hiking here. So I can select as many of those activities as I want. The next thing is the duration. And for all these details that we have here, you can add notes. So in this case, we're going to say 9. That's going to be 9 days. Then we'll add a quick note in here and say that this includes arrival and departure days. Just as a quick note. Also, the capacity of the amount of people that will be on this trip is 12. Next part, skill level required. In this case, all you have to do is show up and be in reasonably good shape. So we're going to just say it's beginner. There's no special skills involved. And then the guide ratio we're going to say is 3 to 1. Now the cost here, everything defaults into US dollars for the time being. We will have a currency supported version after this, but all you have to do is put in US dollars the dollar amount without any symbols. And then if you want to put in any additional notes here that didn't really fit into either of these numbers, you can go ahead and put that in here. Lastly, the thing that you can do is you can go in and you can upload some photos. The first thing you can do, and you can invite, or you can add as many photos as you want. And so all we have to do then is we got 2 photos in here. We're going to create a trip template off of this. Now, you've created your first trip. We're going to, in future videos, teach you how to build an itinerary, an individual gear list, or group gear list, or also how to manage your users and organizers in this trip. So we're just going to take you right to the trip template, and you can see the result here. The last thing is, on the trip side, now that you're in a trip template, you can go in and actually create various trips off of this. So as we said before, you can't do this if you create a real trip. So what we're going to do is create a new trip, and we're going to give this a specific date, and we're going to say this is going to happen in November 11th. Create this trip, and once you create this trip, it'll be under the under your trip templates from now on. So if you go into dashboard, you go back into my trip templates, you'll be able to see that there's multiple trips in here. Okay, so this concludes the getting started portion of this. There will be some other additional videos here about building itineraries, gear lists, and management later. Thank you.